Hey y'all, can y'all hear me and see me? I'm sorry, I'm a few minutes late, was having a couple of technical difficulties, but we are here. Hi, I'm Dr. Ashley Dash, founder of Resume ATM, and today we are talking about stop doubting, start living, 3 secrets to your career breakthrough. So I'm gonna give it a second for those of you who were waiting on me. I'm so sorry, we was having technical difficulties. I had to restart my computer exactly like 5:58, so I'm a couple minutes late. But I'm here. As you guys are joining, happy International Update Your Resume Month. I'm going to be honest, I did not create that holiday. I did not make that up. You can Google that. That is a holiday dedicated to career development and career management and resume writing and all the wonderful things you guys need for your career. So I'm just going to check that all systems are go, that we're live on LinkedIn, that we are live on Facebook, and then we can jump right into the training. Yeah, we're on there. I see LinkedIn. Hey guys, let's go check Facebook. Let's make sure that Facebook is live and showing all the love. And we are. Great. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. All right. Again, introduction again. Hey, everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Dr. Ashley Dash. I'm the founder and CEO of Resume ATM. Resume ATM is a tech platform dedicated to helping overlooked job seekers land their dream job. And in celebration of International Update Your Resume Month, we thought it was really important to provide training to job seekers, to provide support, because there's a lot of things happening in the marketplace. I'm having conversations with not only my clients, but other people. We're just talking about how difficult things are in the marketplace. There have been layoffs, there have been tech layoffs, there have been, people moving nationally, internationally, like all of the things. So I wanted to take a moment to offer some support, offer some training, and answer some questions for those of you who are in the career journey right now, need support, or those who know someone who is in their career journey looking for a new position and need some support. Okay. Okay, sorry, I think I disappeared from the stream. I think we're good now. Let me move this out the way. I think we're gonna stop there. Okay. So with that being said, I want to jump right into the training. So when I talk about stop doubting, start living, 3 secrets to your career breakthrough, there are several things that you need to have, in my opinion, to have a successful job search, to have a successful run of looking for positions, landing your dream job, and doing all the wonderful things. Many of you know that I've been unemployed in the past. Several times in my career, I've been fired, I've been with cause, I've been fired without cause, I've left positions. There's just been a variety of things that have led to different reasons why I've been unemployed. And to be honest, it sucks when you're in this space. When you leave a job that you didn't really want, it's actually kind of okay, right? But if you're not prepared financially, the bills, the emotional kind of toll the emotional space can take a toll if you're not properly prepared. And of course, if you're let go through reorganization, if you're fired or any laid off, any of those terms, right? And you're not ready for it, it sucks. You feel unprepared. And the first thought that you have is that I need to get another job, I need to get another position, I need to move forward. And the thing that most people start with is their resume, right? So as soon as someone gets let go, as soon as someone starts talking about looking for another position, the first thing they do is they pull out the resume, they ask for a resume writer, they ask for the HR professional in their network, and they ask for help. And that is a great step. I think that's wonderful. I think that's amazing. I have been part of several people's career journeys and landing their dream jobs. But what I want you guys to know in terms of the 3 steps we talk about is that your resume is actually not step 1. Right? That's actually like step 3. And there's 2 steps beforehand that we need to actually address before we actually get to the resume. And that's what I want to kind of discuss today. I want to discuss the 3 kind of steps to your career breakthrough. And I want to walk through, the next 3 sessions and training sessions we have. But I want to focus on number 1 today. So full disclosure, the 3 things you actually need to have like an amazing career to really move forward in the way that I think is super powerful is you need to really have clarity around your mind and what you want and how you want to move forward. And many people do not have that, or many people don't know how to get that. So that's, we're going to talk about that today, right? In terms of, once you have your mindset, you actually need to have what I call a profitable resume, okay? And that's a resume that is dedicated to actually making you money, okay? That's not just one that you pay to get done and it's wonderful. It's one that actually works. Like when you actually send out a resume, when you actually apply for a job, people call you back. That's what I define a profitable resume, okay? And after that, you actually need to have an action plan. So you need to have a strategy put together in terms of moving forward in your career, so you're not spamming your resume all across the internet, okay? I've done that in the past, so I've been guilty of that. That's not the way that we do things anymore, specifically in today's tough job market, okay? So when we talk about your being clear, right, and having clarity of thought, I have discovered through, I'll just say, my own personal experiences and those of my clients, that is very difficult to find focus. It's very difficult to get clear. And most people don't think that it's a necessary step in their career journey, so they skip it. Again, I've also done this. Everything I'm talking about, I'm also personally guilty of. So they skip the career journey, they skip the clarity in their career journey because they don't think it's important. They think they need to get right to the action. They need to get right to the resume writing, right to the job applying, right to the networking. And I think it's great that folks are action oriented. I love that my clients are action oriented. However, when you don't have clarity of thought in your emotions, in your mind, it makes it very difficult to move forward in a very, very powerful way. Okay? If you're unemployed or have faced what I call chronic unemployment, which means you've been unemployed for 3 months or more, that means you have some form, some type of work hurt, okay? And I ensure all of my clients, my executive clients in particular, we actually walk through healing work hurt together, okay? Some of you know exactly what this means. Other of you have never heard of this, and that's perfectly okay. So work hurt is essentially the trauma, the horrible things that happen to you while you're working. I say specifically in corporate America, but it can be in any environment, okay? Of course, people of color, women often experience this, but this is not something that is only relegated, I'll say, to women and or people of color. White males can also experience work hurt. Work hurt is something that impacts everyone, regardless of color, gender, creed, regardless of level. You experience work hurt at the top, just like you experience work hurt at the bottom, okay? And the reason we're talking about this today is because many times we don't deal with the things that hurt us, the negative coworkers, the negative comments, the microaggressions, being overlooked for promotions, being felt like we're less than, lack of confidence, like all the things that make you feel like that not so happy feeling at work can be contributed to work hurt. Typically it does happen to us, right? However, sometimes we cause it on ourselves, right? And when I talk about causing work hurt on yourself, that means accepting a job that you really don't want, but you feel like you need to accept because you need the money, right? I've had situations for myself and clients where that has happened. They've accepted a job, they didn't really want to, but they needed to pay the bill, so they took it and they got fired, or they got let go, or they got unemployed again, and it made them feel even worse, okay? All of these things are different examples of work hurt, okay? And the problem is that because most of corporate America is not comfortable with feelings and emotions, we don't deal with the feelings and emotions. So we continue to operate at a lesser level than who we truly are. And this impacts our ability to be emotionally clear, to have clarity in our mind, to take action when we need to take action, to take the right action, to be purposeful, right? It puts us in a state of scarcity. It puts us in a state where we're not really tapping into our power, okay? So some people already know they're going to ignore me. They're going to say, this is not important. They're going to say, I don't have to deal with this. I'm good. And that's fine. If this is not your message, that's perfectly fine. But I know there are thousands, if not millions of people that this actually applies to. And what I have discovered and what I have learned and what I have walked through with my clients, myself included, and other people, is that when you heal work hurt, right? When you actually go through the process of healing and identifying and looking at some of the things you experienced that was positive, not so positive, negative things that hurt you, it is highly uncomfortable. It's not something that anyone is excited about, to be perfectly honest. But when you walk through the path, right, when you do that and do the work, it is much easier to get clear. And I have personally found that it's easier and quicker, right, to find a position. Most of my clients, when they do the work, myself included, if you heal work hurt and you get really clear, you can get a job in as quick as 30 to 60 days, right? It doesn't have to take a long time to find a position. It also doesn't take hundreds of thousands of applications to find a position. Okay. I've had conversations and I've seen the LinkedIn posts, people saying, oh, I've applied for 100 jobs, 400 jobs, 1,000 jobs. Like there's that, to be honest, to me is a lot. I've never applied to that many positions for any of the jobs that I have had. Okay. Once I have gotten clear, once I have healed, I would apply for maybe 10 or 15 jobs, right? Max, when I'm actually like in the job market for things that I'm actually interested in and things that I actually want to do. So I want to walk through a couple of prompts with you guys around healing work hurt to get you guys on the journey to move forward. And if you are part of my community, my Experience Career Freedom family, an email went out before this training session with a link in there. And the link in there is actually going to give you access to the journal prompts. So for those of you who are part of my family, for those of you who want to join my, Experience Career Freedom community, on the email list, what happens is I actually have a folder. And for the month of September, I'm going to be uploading all the downloadable resources, all the things we walk through, all the conversations, all the downloadable templates and PDFs and cheat sheets and guides and all the things that help you guys get supported. I'm actually uploading that to the folder. So if you guys check your email, the email went out right before this training session, maybe about 15 minutes before the training session. There's a button, click the button, and you can actually walk through the journal prompts with me. And for those of you guys who are interested, like, hey, I want access to the information. I want access to see the prompts and to actually have these downloadable forms. You can get access to that by joining the list, and I'll put the list to join the community in the comments below. Okay. So give me a second and we are going to walk through just a couple of the prompts so I can help you guys understand how this actually works and what it feels like when you're not with me doing it live, right? So one of the very first questions I ask, and we're going to walk through this one together, that I ask people in terms of healing work hurt is, what story have I been telling myself that no longer serves me, right? So there's a story that you've been sharing about your career, about your experience, about how you show up at work, about how you make not enough money or too much money. There's a particular story. And for many of us, the stories have gotten us to a particular place. They've gotten us to a particular level of success. But now it's time to let go of that story and actually operate at a higher level, right? So part of the exercise is actually doing a journal prompt and thinking about and reflecting on what story have I been telling myself that no longer serves me. Okay. The story that I used to tell myself years ago was that, I can't make six figures. Right. And I don't know where that thought came from. I don't know why I felt that way. I was educated, I had experience, but for some reason, trying to see six figures like actually on a job offer letter just did not happen, and I could not figure out why. And there were some internal thoughts that we need to process. And for those of you who, I would say this for all, but I always say particularly for my men, many men, including my exec clients, you guys don't really like journaling, right? There's lots of, we won't go down the path of why, but many of you don't like journaling. And what I have discovered is that many men don't like their thoughts just hanging out there in space, right? There's no need to have this information just hanging out. So what I encourage everyone to do is to actually write this information out. Don't type it. I mean, you can type it, but I prefer you write it just for all of the science that backs, how journaling is important in terms of handwriting. But after you do your journal prompt, you can always rip it up. You can always shred it, right? To make sure that no one else has access to your inner thoughts, right? So that's not out there floating, in the space. So I just want to say that. So the question again we're going to talk about is, what story have I been telling myself that no longer serves me? Okay. And this could be around how I got fired, why I got reorganized, why I got laid off. It could be anything. Okay. Why my education doesn't match, or why I didn't go back to school, why I need to go back to school because it's required for jobs. Like any story that's no longer serving you, we need to go ahead and write that out and get that out. The next thing you would need to journal about once you have identified the story is, how would I like to change that story? Okay, how would I like to change that story? So the original story was, I don't have enough experience. My story was, I'm overeducated. I have more education than experience, and they won't pay me six figures. Like that was the story that I was telling myself. And then what I needed to change and how would I like to change that story is how my education actually supported my experience, right? And how going to school and learning both the theory and the practical application combined together will make me a perfect candidate to make six figures in corporate America, specifically in human resources, right? Because there's lots of compliance, there's lots of frameworks, there's lots of theories, there's lots of things. So the question then goes, how would I like to change that story? Okay. And the reason why it's important to, again, have these conversations and this method of self-reflection is, maybe you've been telling yourself that you need a certain job or title to be happy, right? Maybe you were told stories, maybe you accepted stories from maybe the stories that you have, you borrowed from other people, family, well-intentioned family, friends, right? Maybe the school you went to, your college, your professor, people say things and we take them to heart and we don't understand and realize that we're operating on with these stories, right? Like, I'm never qualified. I'll never get this position. I don't have the right experience. These are all stories and belief systems that we tell ourselves, and we create support in our own lives to support these beliefs and thought systems. And we don't need to do this, right? And again, the reason we're talking about this as the 3 strategies to your career breakthrough is because if you can fix your mind, the actions and everything else will follow. Okay, it's happened to me so many times, and it doesn't have to take a long time, right? It's happened to me so many times. As soon as I fixed my mindset, as soon as I discovered the resistance, the job came, the money came, I became like in the flow, right? So again, we're going to talk about, how would I like to change that story, right? How would I prepare for making more money, right? And some stories that we are sharing or thinking that affect our career may not be career-related stories. Sometimes they're just stories of feelings of how we don't feel qualified, we don't feel worthy. Those are stories that people have experienced that affect their career. People who have had financial loss have a level of they feel like they're financially irresponsible, right? Or maybe you were financially irresponsible. To be honest, I know I have. When I was younger, I didn't spend money, right, in the best possible way. And I found myself in situations that I could have prevented, right? Because if I'd have been more fiscally responsible. But whatever the story is, you need to identify what it is. You need to write it down, and you need to figure out how do you want to change it? How do you want to fix it? Which means, you know what, moving forward, when I get my next position, right? When I get my next 6-figure job, I'm going to set up a plan, right? I don't really like the word budget, although it's budget just sounds, it's a dirty word for me. I know it's important. I like to call it a spending plan. Okay. I'm going to set up a spending plan. In my spending plan, I spend my money. I spend it on savings. I spend it on IRAs. I spend it on annuities. I spend it on clothes. I spend it on living expenses. I spend it on travel, right? So part of my spending plan does include savings. And I think having these conversations, I can even say I know having these conversations, having this level of self-reflection with yourself can prepare you mentally and emotionally to go into the workplace, to do the amazing things and to find the dream job and do all the things. Okay. So that's just one journal prompt, right? There are actually, I think let me count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 7 or 8 on here around this journal prompt that you guys can go through and really answer these questions to move forward in your career. Another one I just want to mention previously, we won't walk through this, but a really good one is on page 8. It says, what did I dislike about my previous jobs, right? And how did that work limit my life? I understand that when you are in a place of unemployment and you need money, right? And that money is important. You don't always think about how the job, although maybe you hated it or didn't like it a lot, impacted your quality of life because it gave you money. We don't talk about how you miss holidays with your family. We don't talk about how it impacted your travel schedule. You're never home with your family, right? We never talk about the things around your job that you really didn't like, but you didn't pay attention to as much because you were working, to provide for your family. During your time of unemployment, because you are not working, this is actually like the best time to do this work, right? Not only is it good to get it out, right? It is also good to help you propel you forward, okay? And many of you are saying, well, Ashley, like, how is journaling? How is this going to help me move forward? And the way this is going to help you is it's going to clear the clutter, okay? It's going to clear your emotions. It's going to help you clear your mind so you can get clarity on your next steps. When you process your emotions in a positive and powerful way, when you figure out what you don't like in your previous jobs, when you start looking for new jobs, when you start looking for new opportunities, when you start interviewing, right? You've already done this work. You're not going to be triggered in the middle of a conversation, because that has happened to people. You will not apply to positions just because you need the money. You're going to apply for positions that are a match for what you actually want, right? Because you've done this work, because you are clear, and because you are not emotionally stagnant, because you haven't dealt with problems from your previous employers, problems from yourself, or problems from your past. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So for those of you who are, again, part of the Experience Career Freedom community, the Work Hurt journal prompts are already in your inbox. Just press the button, take a look. There's about 8 journal prompts pages for you guys to print out, and you can write on and do those wonderful things. If you're not part of the community, feel free to jump on the comment section, check the comment section. There's a link there, and you can join. You can also get access to the journal prompts and all the things that we're doing for the month of September for International Update Your Resume Month. Now, for some of you guys, you're saying, hey, Ashley, I've actually already done this work, right? Some people are already clear on, you know what, I've actually processed everything. I've done the work. I've asked myself the questions. I've had moments of self-reflection. I've had moments of introspection, and I'm actually ready. I'm beyond this step. I did step 1. I'm actually ready to do my job search. I'm actually ready to update my resume and move forward. And if that is you, then I invite you to become a member of Resume ATM. And what Resume ATM, for those of you who don't know, Resume ATM is a tech platform where we help overlooked job seekers land their dream job. And we do that in 3 specific ways. The first way we do that is we actually give you a customized, updated resume, right? You give us your current resume, and we give you back a wonderful, pretty, shiny new one that we can use moving forward to apply for positions. The next thing we do is we match you to jobs. So once you join the community, you get your updated resume, you get it customized. The next thing that happens is that we actually send you job alerts that match what you want and what you're interested in, okay? You get those alerts every week, okay? Every week, and then you tell us which jobs you actually want to apply for. And when you tell us which jobs you want us to apply for, we actually do the work for you. So for those of you who hate applications, you absolutely hate signing up, creating profiles, applying for jobs, doing all of that stuff, you don't even have to worry about that. We take care of that for you. We make sure the entire process is done from A to Z. We update your resume, we customize it, we send you the job alerts, and then we actually apply on your behalf. If that is you and you're ready for that, then I encourage you to go to resumeatm.com. Scroll to the bottom of the page, and you can select buy now and join the community. For those of you who have questions about that, you can feel free to send me an email or send me a note on LinkedIn. The cost is $50 per month. And there's no minimum. You don't only have to start for 3 months or 6 months or a year. It's however you want to do. If you want to stay with this for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, it's completely up to you. And just want to let you guys know, for the month of September, the pricing we're keeping the same. It's going to be $50 per month. After September ends, so after International Update Your Resume month ends, the price is moving to $75, right? So I want to be very clear and transparent that the price will be changing. If you're already on the program, if you join the program the month of September, it's $50 per month. After the month of September, the price will change to $75 per month. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section or feel free to let me know. And just want to follow up. I just want to see if there's any questions really here. I don't see any questions. I think we're good to go here on this side. I want to make sure that you guys are good to go in terms of moving forward with Resume ATM and joining the community. If you have any questions, definitely put them in the comment section. This month, I will be going live every Wednesday and every Friday at 6 o'clock Central Time. So if you want to ask me questions, you need to join the community and send them to me in email so that I can answer those for you live, and we'll go for it with the training session. Also, moving forward for next week, I'll also post the topics for the next week, so you guys are prepared and know what questions to ask. And if there's anything that kind of triggers you beforehand, you can prepare those questions beforehand. All right, guys, it's always a pleasure to be here with you guys, support you along your career journey, let you guys know that it is tough out here, but it's not impossible. I've been unemployed several times in my career, and it doesn't have to suck as bad as some of the stories I'm hearing. You can make 6 figures. You can find a remote job. You can find your dream job, and you can find amazing employees and coworkers and bosses and organizations with wonderful cultures that are looking for people just like you. Okay, so until next time, I will see you guys on Friday for our next session, and we'll go from there. Until next time, this is Dr. Ashley Dash, founder and CEO of Resume ATM. Bye-bye for now.